Give me you. Everything else can wait. Give me you. I hope I'm not too late.
When I think about design, I'm often reminded of how beautiful God designed the world around us. Every leaf, every season, every sunrise. None of it happens by chance. There's order, rhythm, and purpose in every detail. And that, to me, is the essence of intentional design. It's not about the perfection. It's about creating from a place of meaning, aligning what we see with what we feel. Just as nature shifts and renews itself, our homes should do the same, reflecting where we are in this moment and where we're growing next. Hey guys! Welcome back to the channel, family. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be quite interesting. We're going to go over what I did in my bedroom for fall. I've had some questions about the accent wall that I did and so forth. So today we're going to be talking about designing with intention, being very intentional with your selections and how you layer and everything. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So guys, with no further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, let's get into just a little bit. I'm going to go over this wall feature because I've had some questions about it. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to talk about why I decided to style the tables the way that I did. Okay, so for the wall feature, guys, I showed you guys, like, I was thinking that I was showing you guys like enough, or let me pan this up just a little bit. I thought I was showing you guys enough, but apparently some people still didn't get it, and I can see why. Because sometimes, because we know how to do something, we feel like what I'm showing, like, okay, that's like, you should figure that out, right? Which is a terrible way to think. So I do apologize for that. So I'm going to go over it just a bit again, right? So as you saw, these were the foam core, and I told you guys that I got these foam core from Dollar General, right? And I did see them yesterday in Walmart. I think it was Walmart. I went to get me some black candles yesterday, and I saw them in there, and they were less than what they are at Dollar General. They were like 90 something cents or 70 something cents or something, right? Anyway, so they are 20 by 30. So each panel has 2.5. I did want this whole thing to be 76 inches, but 76 inches would mean I would have needed more foam core. But if I had just cut that foam core in half, 15 and 15, I could split it across the board. So that's how I was able to save on that and not having to go back and buy any more foam core boards, right? Next, you saw what I did. I took, to get rid of the seam. I know you guys were seeing the seam when I put it up, but I knew when I put it up here and it's stretched out, it's not going to show the seams, right? So what I did is I put the tape to keep them together before I went ahead and I wrapped it with the wallpaper. The hardest thing for me in this whole thing was selecting what wallpaper I wanted. I knew I wanted something that had texture, but I was going back and forth for weeks on what color I wanted this wallpaper to be. Did I want it to be more of a white, or did I want it to match my bachelor chesses? In the end, I end up wanting to match the bachelor chesses, and hence why I ordered this color. On camera, to me, it's coming off a hint darker than it really is. It is really the main color. It has, of course, it's textured, so it has some more colors happening in it, but it's mainly the color of my bachelor chesses, which is like a creamy white. Okay, so how did I mount this? The way that this is mounted is I have a piece of board. Now the sticks that I got them from Home Depot. They were like $1.78 for one, because I got that the scrap, I think you call it scrap sticks or something like that. It's not like the good ones that I would use to make a frame. It was like, it's the scrap wood. So I purchased 12 of those, and each one of these has 3. So there's one right here on the edge, and I did mention in the video that what I did is on the edge of each one, except for the one that's in the middle, I sprayed it black. So that when you see it from the side, you're gonna see black versus seeing that wood color, right? So I did spray it, and that was like an awesome idea when I thought about doing that. So I did buy 1 can of spray. The can of spray was like $2 and change. And I did spray the side of each one. Now, remember I told you this is 20 by 20. The spacing of my wood is not 20. The spacing, I left an inch. I left a ½ inch or an inch. I don't remember. I think it's a ½ inch of space I left behind here, because I knew I was going to run the light. So I needed the next piece of wood that's here, I needed to sit back an inch, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's sitting back an inch, and it's actually right here. And then I have another strip of wood coming all the way down the middle. If not, just imagine if it was me alone, maybe I wouldn't need that. But with baby Zyla, she's gonna come and touch this. And if she had pressed in here on the center, it would have bent this. So that's why you need the support right coming down the middle. Okay, so on this one I have 3 pieces of wood. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay, now for the lighting, or no, for this middle piece now, this middle piece I did at 6 inches. And I use the piece of wood that's coming down here, and the one here is sandwiched in between. So this is recessed back, and this is actually touching the actual wall. These are not touching the wall. They're elevated up, right? The stick that I use is, it says it's an inch. It's not an inch. It's like a ½ inch in height. So these are protruded off the wall by a ½ inch. Then the strip light. So I did get a strip light that was 16 feet 7 inches, I think it is. And I wanted to cut it, but I didn't have the connectors to cut it. So what we did, and yes, babe helped me install this, we ran it up on one side, installed it, took it across up there, and then we brought it back down. But the piece that we brought down, we did it after it was installed, because I didn't feel like trying to figure out how much on the top of it. Let's look up. Up on the top, I didn't want to figure out how much I needed to leave out to go across. I didn't want to leave out too much. So we installed it after. Okay, so it went up this way, across and down, so that the plug would finish off at the bottom, if that makes sense. What else can I tell you guys about this? So that's almost it. That's it for how I install this. Each one, if I estimated how much each one of each side cost me, because you know I already had the picture lights, and that was the next thing I was going back and forth. Should I add the picture lights or not? Babe was saying he think it looks beautiful without the picture light. For me, I felt like something was missing. Like I needed that black, not even the picture light itself, but I felt like I needed something up on top there to end it. What it was looking like to me, like I needed to take these all the way to the ceiling. But with the picture light, it allowed me to say, here, you can stop here. That's what happened there, okay? Now, let's talk about this styling. So, you know I love these bowls. I bought them for my bachelor chesses, and I just always keep them on the bachelor chest. So I didn't want to put too much styling on here. Of course, I didn't want any lamps on here, but I wanted this to be very simple and very elegant, okay? And one of the intentional things that I did, and I'm going to tell you what made me, at first, to be honest, I had no idea how I was going to style these. No clue at all. But I'm going to show you over there what Babe did, and that just did everything for me. So over here, I just added this bowl. I wanted to bring in some green in it, some of the outdoor in. So I added these moss ball in here. And then, of course, I put it on top of a black book, right? That is trying to balance everything off and change it up from being so neutral. Okay, and then over here, if you notice how intentional I was about the way I use these stems and how I made them drape. We're going into fall. The trees are going to start losing their leaves. You're going to see limbs falling and draping. That was why you saw me bending these and doing them the way I was. They represent fall, okay? And then I just felt like I need something here in the middle that would start to take your eyes up. So I mixed my metals here by doing the rose gold candlestick with a black candle. It's like a gray black color. And I got these from Walmart, and they were either 98 cents or 78 cents. I can't remember. I think it's 98 cents. And then I added this one back here again with another candle in it. And that's how I decided to be very simple and very intentional with the way that I style these. Simple, intentional, and very elegant. Now let's go over to the other side and let's talk about how I went about styling that side and why they are not symmetrical. What I forgot to mention is how I mounted the wallpaper panels to the wood. So on this side, I used double stick tape, and that's how I mounted it. But on the other side, I was using the Velcro, which I wish I had just waited and go get the double stick tape, because my Velcro that I have is some really good Velcro. It's really expensive, and I end up using all of it on this, and I really regretted it. So just use double stick tape is what I went. I got some double stick tape, put on the back of the, I put it on the wood, and then I press the panels onto the wood. So that is how I mounted the panels to the actual wood in the previous video. If you guys haven't seen the previous video, please go ahead and take a look at it, and you'll see that I actually use my nail gun to adhere the wood to the wall. Okay guys, so on this side, you see what happened over here is when I said, I don't know how I'm gonna style these. And he went and he grabbed this and he brought it in. And when I saw, he had it sitting in the middle. When I saw this, I don't only have one of these busts that's black. The other one is this color, and I didn't want that. When he did that, every bell went off in my head, and I said, yes. Now, I love this. And I love that. I could not decide which one to stick with. If I wanted to do that, it would have been symmetrical. If I wanted to do this, it would not have been symmetrical because I only have one of these. So I decided to keep both because it does not have to be symmetrical. But the only change over here is, you know, I added the candle to give it some more ambiance. This is the side of the bed that I sleep on. The black bus is just doing it all. And again, we repeated the candlestick, and we repeated what's going on here with the black book and the bowl. Okay? And of course, the wall treatment. So that's what happened over here. They're not symmetrical, but they both look beautiful, and they're both doing what I want them to do. I love my space. Every time I come home from work, I drop everything and I reside in this space. Okay, I'm not out in the living room. I haven't sat in the living room all week. Okay, I'm just in here. Baby Zyla's here, and she had my bedroom in a mess this morning. She has out there in a mess. I made her clean it. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the bed before we go. So as you can see on my bed, I am going to link these pillows. I did have to reorder them because the first set I got, the zipper wasn't working. I ordered another set and the zipper is working. I got these from Crate and Barrel. They were on They were on clearance, so they don't have them available anymore. I wanted to order 2 more so that I can use them out in the living room, but they don't have them. So this is like mohair, faux mohair. It feels so beautiful. It's bringing very classy elegantness to the bed, and I just love it. And then I wanted to soften it down a little bit by using, I'm being very intentional about styling now with the lumbar pillows. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. And you would have seen when I was making the bed what I did here to get this plushness. Again, we're in fall, going into winter, you want that plush feeling. So how I was able to attain that is to put a blanket in here, fold the blanket, and then wrap this around it. And to break up the rust, because you see I have, let me move you guys up just a bit. You see that I have this rust throw blanket that's going across the bottom of the bed. So if I didn't have the brown hair, it would have been that. It would have been my faux, this is faux, what do you call this again? Faux, like a faux fur. This is faux floor. So I have my faux fur blanket on the whole bed. Then I brought in this knitted one. But if I didn't have this hair, it would have just translated up into this. And it needed something to break it up. So that's where I came in by adding this mocha on the bed, but making it very plush, the way it comes across the bed. So that is how I layered the bed. I think it turned out beautiful. When I tell you, I am eating this up, as baby Olivia like to say, eat it up. I'm eating this up. Like, I just love it. I love how I styled it. I love how it turned out. And of course, my console TV unit, that also I did very intentional. I added the baby breath to that one vase just to break up the rust just a little bit, because you want the colors to translate through the space, but you want it to be done sparingly. And that is how you achieve a very intentional design. So guys, if you have any more questions, don't be afraid to either DM me or ask it in the comment section. I answer all comments. So if you did ask a comment, if you did ask a question, go back to the comments. I did respond to you. Yeah, and again, feel free to go ahead and DM me. I want to do more videos like this. Don't forget, you can send in your spaces as well, and we can, you know, look at your spaces on camera. So yeah, so that's how I design my space. I do have some curtains coming for a collaboration. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting them in here or I'm going to be putting them out in the living room. I'm waiting for them to get here, and then I'll make that decision. But the only thing left that I would change in here are the curtains to kind of warm it up, okay? And my chair, let's talk about that real quick. So you guys know that I have this chair in my room. This time I wanted to go keep it real simple, so that's why I did the brown troll and the brown throw pillow in it. But I tell you, nothing but elegance. Nothing but elegance, okay? Keeping it very monotone. This was very intentional because I didn't want it to compete with the bed. I didn't want it to compete with its backdrop that it has. I just wanted it to complement the space. So it is this was very intentional in terms of my selections to what I was going to put on this chair. So I didn't realize that I had 2 brown throws. I didn't realize that. So I was happy when I saw that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that one on, just let it drape on this chair over here. Okay guys, so that's it. That is how I decorated my space for fall. I hope you guys really, I saw that, you know, a few of you really said that you like the design. And yeah, so thank you. So guys, I noticed something a few weeks ago, and it's like when you go to comment, it shows that you can give this video stars. So if you guys go down to the comment section and you see it where you can give the stars, please go ahead and give some stars. What it does is it tells YouTube that you like the channel and that you want to recommend the channel. Okay, so it doesn't cost you anything besides a click. So go ahead and give it a star. You can do it every time a video is uploaded. However, not everyone it's not going to pop up for everyone. They select viewers that I guess, I don't know if it's viewers that interacts with the channel a lot, that watches the channel a lot. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's gonna be right down where when you go to click that you want to comment, right next to that, instead of clicking to comment, you're gonna see it off on the side. Click on that, give me some stars so that the video can be recommended. Okay. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.